Y'all, I'm so excited about today's craft. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, today's craft is going to be so much fun. I think you're going to love it. Stay tuned. Y'all, welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new friends and to all of my new subscribers. Welcome back. To all of my longtime friends and longtime subscribers, thank you all so much for the wonderful ways in which you support me and my channel. I really, truly appreciate it. I took a couple of days off so that I could help my daughter process her orders. Thank you to everyone who has placed an order for a tumbler or coasters from her. Y'all, I can't express it enough how much as a mom it means to me to be able to see her smiling and to be able to see the joy and the excitement every time she gets an order. So thank you so much. And if you haven't ordered one, head on out to my website. I'll link the video below so that you can see what it is she's doing. And if you're interested in getting one, head on out to my website. Y'all know I have spring fever and it's spreading to everything that I'm doing. So I can't wait for you to see this wonderful, wonderful little notebook. I'll be giving you a much closer look at it in just a minute, but y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. So here is our sweet little notebook. I went with the strawberry theme on this one, and these are digital papers. I'll share them with you in just a minute. But when finished, our notebook is 6 by 4.5, and it is an inch deep. So when we open it, we have our writing papers over here, and I went with that strawberry theme, and you can just flip up and write. Each one has the strawberry on it. And I decided to make mine refillable using my screw snaps, but today we're going to do the old-fashioned way of making it a tearaway notepad. And then from there, you'll be able to make it refillable. And in the middle, I use one of those gel pen grips to hold my pen. And y'all, I think this is just one of the most sophisticated ways of adding a pen loop to our projects. It does not take away from the project at all. And then on this side, I added a band so that underneath the band, we can tuck in these little mini note cards, complete with little mini envelopes. And I'll walk you through the process of how to make these. But y'all, I think that this is such a cute idea to gift, to sell, or to keep. It is okay for us to make these pretties and then decide we want to keep them for ourselves. That is more than okay. So here's what I'll be using today. So I created some digital papers to use on this project, and I'm going to walk you through those papers really quickly. They're available on my website. Everything that I'm about to show you comes in the packet. So they aren't sold separately. They are available as a group. So we have this page, which I'm using as the jacket cover. Each one will have a page of the writing papers for the inside, and we just cut those, and I'll show you how to do that. Each one will have a page for the small note cards that'll go under that band. We have a page of bands, and by band, I mean this strip right here. And then we have a page for the inside liner and or envelopes. Totally up to you. But y'all, that's strawberry, and I think it's very cute. Today I'm going to be using lime. Are you getting a theme here? We're going to be using the lime papers today. I absolutely love this. And there is our lime page. Then I have the writing pages. We have our little mini note card page. And then we have the liner / envelope page. So that is what we are going to be using on our project today. And now we are about to have some blueberries. So this is my blueberry paper. And y'all, I absolutely love it. First of all, you know I love blue, but this paper is just so gorgeous. You can see that the same theme is running through, just as with the others. Each fruit has 5 pages to it. That means that you'll be getting a 20-page set, enough to make 4 different types of cards, because now we are going to have some peaches. If you live in the South, you know that South Carolina and Georgia produce some of the best peaches on the planet. So Here is my peach cover page. And then we have those mini note cards. Then we have those peach writing cards. Guys, I'm going to show you how to cut these out. And then we have our inside liner / envelope page. And then we have the band page. So I call this the band page, but you could very easily make envelopes from this as well. And quite honestly, you can use these however you want. It's completely up to you. But y'all, I think that this collection is absolutely gorgeous and it's so beautiful to work with. So this will be available on my website today. If you are interested in getting yours, it is a 20 image set. And when you download a digital, you can print this as many times as you want. So here is what I am going to be using. Y'all, I wanted to show you these. You've already seen these. These are the ones that are like silicone and they're kind of glittery, but the glitter doesn't really affect anything. But when I was in the Dollar Tree the other day, I noticed that they have foam grips and they're like sponges. So they have two different types. So if these don't really do it for you, these might be the ones that you want to go with. Or like me, I like either or. This is going to be a chipboard project. We will have 2 pieces of chipboard that measure 4.5 by 6. And we will have 1 piece that measures 1 by 6. And then I have my beautiful paper. So when you purchase your kit, I will have a sheet in there telling you what type paper I use to print which image, because I'm using 2 types of paper. So here's what we're going to do. All right, y'all, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and make the jacket for the entire project. So I have my cover page here and I printed it on my lighter weight paper because it folds a lot better than the heavier weight paper over chipboard. So we're going to take our chipboard pieces and we put them down. We're going to put them down like this. And you can see that I'm not going to have the 1/2 inch that I really like to have to fold over, but I will have enough to fold over. So we're going to go ahead and just peel away the backer. Take this first piece and we'll put it down like this. And you can see that I'm using a scrap piece of chipboard. It's okay to use your scrap chipboard on projects like this. Then I'm going to take that spine and I'm going to place it down with about 1/8 of an inch in spacing in between. And then we'll take this piece, peel away the backer, and we are going to place it down like this. And now I'll fold it over. Go ahead and get everything nice and stuck. I'll take my stylus, press it against the chipboard, and drive it into the paper. This is helping to give me a nice crisp score going around. But it also helps to loosen the fibers of the paper a little bit. In case you have a paper that's prone to cracking, this might help to minimize that cracking. I can't say that it's going to stop the cracking, but it might help to minimize it. So I am going to go ahead and just cut off some of this because we don't need all of this excess. Same thing here. Go ahead and cut away some. So then I'll stand it up and we'll fold everything over. So now we're just going to miter our edges. And y'all, I apologize if you hear the lawn people out. They are working in the area today. So you might just hear some lawn equipment going. So now I'm just going to add tape to all 4 sides of this. And then we're just going to fold over. And now I'll go back, and just to make sure that we have a nice stick on these. So now we need to measure for the inside liner. And the way that you measure for the inside liner is you take whatever the length is and you reduce it by 1/4 of an inch. So this is 10 1/4. We're going to reduce it by 1/4, and that takes it down to 10. Then you're going to take the height and you reduce that as well by 1/4. So this is 6. We're going to reduce it by 1/4. That gives us 5 3/4. So we're going to cut our piece for the liner at 10 by 5 3/4. And the liner will go down just like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape, my double-sided tape, and we're going to place that tape down to cover the chipboard. So you can see that I started it here and I ended it here. We'll do the same thing here at the top. So we're going to place our tape to cover the chipboard. Then I'm going to go on the inside here and cover this part of the chipboard with my skinnier tape. So basically what I've done is I have covered the chipboard with tape. So now what I need to do to the inside liner is, because I've covered this space, I don't need to cover this space with tape. I just need to go around on all 4 sides and cover it with tape. And that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm only placing tape on the outside 4 sides so that I can make sure that my inside liner is not only going to have coverage on the inside here, but it will now cover the outer edges. So now I'll peel away the tape backer from the inside liner as well as the jacket. And so now we can take this piece and we're going to put it down like this. I'll go ahead and get that nice and stuck. Then we're going to work the spine, and the way that I like to work the spine is I like to pull up, bring my big old spatula down until I hit the spine. Then I can get in there and really work it. And I'll turn it this way, come at it from this angle until I hit that spine point. And we just go in and work the spine. So now I'm just going to go around the edges and we're going to square everything off nice and professional looking. And I don't know about you, but this is a mighty cute little cover. When you open it, it looks like this. Now we get to move on to the next part of the project. All right, y'all, so the next thing we need to do is go ahead and cut out the writing pages. Now on each page there are 4, and on the 8.5 inch side, we're going to go ahead and trim this down to 4 1/4. Then on the 11 inch side, we trim it down to 5 1/2. And however many pages you want to add to yours, this is what you do. So you go through and you cut these out, and then you're going to have your stack. I'm going to have 24 in my stack. I'm going to cut out 6 pages of these, and then I'll be placing them in my book like this. So before I do, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a backer piece because I want to put a piece of chipboard on the back of these. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a backer for this. So I cut it at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I am just going to go ahead and trim So now we'll be able to take our note papers and add them here. I am just going to take a clip, put a clip there and a clip there, because I am going to take my reptile adhesive and make a little notepad. And this will be a tearaway notepad, so even with the reptile adhesive, if you want to make it a tearaway, you can. You can even do this with hot glue. So I have added my glue and I spread it along the top. That's going to seal that top, but when I'm ready to use a piece, I can just tear it away after I've written on it, or we can leave it in place and just flip it. So now that we have our jacket, we have this, we're going to set these to the side because I want to show you how to cut the little mini note cards. So we are going to go in on the 8.5 inch side, just like before, and we cut at 4 1/4. And then on the 11 inch side, we cut at 5 1/2. That gives us 2 note cards to write on. And then we do the same thing with this one. So you're going to end up with 4 note cards per sheet. Like I said, you can print this as many times as you want. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take our cards, put them in, and we're going to score them at 2 3/4. We're basically just scoring them in half. So 2 3/4 on the 5 1/2 inch side. That's 2 3/4. And you don't have to have my digital papers to do this. You can apply this concept to papers that you might already have in your stash. So now we just take these and we fold them like this. And now you can see that you have 4 really delightful little note cards. You can add a word sticker to the top. You can add a rub-on phrase to the top. You can use some of those little word phrases to create something that's really delightful. Or if you're like me, it would be just like this, and everything I would have to say would be on the inside. So we have these 4. We're going to take these and put them over there. Now I'll share with you how to make a cute little envelope for your little mini cards. So we're going to need a piece that measures 6 5/8 by 7. So that is 6 5/8 by 7. On the 7 inch side, we're going to score at 2 3/4 and at 5 5/8. And on the 6 5/8 inch side, we score at 1. Rotate it to the opposite 6 5/8 and score at 1. So now we're just going to take this and fold and burnish all of our scores. And then we are just going to do what we always do to make an envelope. We go to the score mark and we angle in, go to the score mark, angle in. Then we're going to angle in as we cut down to remove, angle in as we cut down to remove. Let's do the same thing over here. So go to the score mark, angle in, angle in, angle as you cut down to remove, angle as you cut down to remove. So this is the top of the envelope because it is the shorter side. The wider end is the bottom. I'm using my scissors to round my ends. If you have a corner rounder, this is perfect for that. If you don't, this shows you that you can also get that rounded look by using your scissors. So I am going to take my glue. Let's place a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there, and let's place some glue along the edges of the widest part, which is the bottom. Then we'll take that and we fold up. And now, y'all, we have a sweet little mini envelope that will hold our cards. Super, super easy, super cute. All right, so now that I have my cards, I'm going to go ahead and bring in that band page, and I am just going to cut a band. And you can reduce the size of this if you want. I just decided that I wanted mine to at least have some width to it. So in your kit, you're going to have this page. These are perfect belly bands for other projects that you might be doing. So make sure that you save these pages. They're not just for this project. You can apply them and use them for other projects as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my jacket. I know that this is 6 inches this way. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this at 7 inches. And then the rest is going to be very, very easy because I am going to take this piece and I am just going to take the end and fold it over like this. Let's just go ahead and get that nice and crisp. Then I can take it and put it down right there. I can take this piece, and basically all I'm doing here is I'm folding it up this way, and that is how I'll know how wide or how long this needs to be. So I've already folded that under. I can now take this piece and bend it backwards. So I'll have two pieces that are folded under, and all we're going to do is glue down the folds. So I'm going to take a little bit of my glue, and we put the glue on the pieces that we folded under. Then I'm going to take this piece, put it down wherever you want it, and I'm going to make sure that it's nice and tight, and then I'll tuck that under and put it down. So let's just go ahead and get that nice and stuck. All right, so now that we have our band here, we can take our cards and envelopes and just put them underneath in a cute little way, of course. Tuck that envelope under, and we can put it under like that. So now we're going to take our notebook and we're going to place it in right here. And we will be making this a refillable. So I am going to take my band paper and we're just going to cut a piece for the refill. And so you're able to see that that band paper has many, many uses. So I am just going to take this piece. We're putting it in the back of our little tearaway notepad like this. And all I'll do is just wrap it around so that it's not tight. We want to make sure that we're able to slide in and slide out. So now that I have it like this, I'm just going to go ahead and cut some of this away. I'll take my glue, place some glue right there, and place some glue right there so that we have a nice tight connection. And now we can just take this, let's add some glue. And then you're going to place it in your book wherever you want it. So I placed mine right there. Now I'll go back and I'm just going to slide this out so that we can get this nice and stuck. So that is one of the many ways that we are able to create refillables for our notebooks. And we can tuck that back in just like that. Now y'all, how easy peasy stinking cute is that? So on this one, like I said, I use the screw snaps to make it refillable, and to add more paper, you just unscrew these. Some of you already have these screws. You simply need to punch holes through your paper and through the chipboard wherever you want it to be placed. If you check my Amazon storefront, which is in the description box under metals, you'll see Chicago screws. That is what you will need if you want to use screws for yours. I really do love the look that you get when you use the screws, but I also love the look that you get when you go ahead and just make a tearaway notepad. So now I'm going to grab my E6000 because we want to go ahead and add our pen grip. So I'm putting some E6000 just like this, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to place it, let's move it over just a little bit. I think right there is good. And then I'm going to take my oil-soaked cloth, clean that nozzle, put the oil back in the sealed container, put the nozzle back on, and the nozzle is now coated in oil, so it is not going to stick. That is a little tip that I have been using for quite a while now, and y'all, it works. I have been using the same tube of E6000 probably for about maybe 2 years. And because I'm using that little tip, I'm able to get all of my E6000 out. Whereas before I would use E6000 and I'd probably end up wasting half of it. What I would do is I would cut the end off because I couldn't get the cap off and squeeze out some, but then eventually I was unable to use it. But using an oil-soaked cloth and cleaning your nozzle with it every time you use the E6000 or anything else that has a tendency to stick will solve that problem for you. So I am going to take one of my little pens. We're going to put this pen in, and I get these pens from the Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just being careful sliding it in because my E6000 has not yet had a chance to dry. So we want to make sure we give it a chance to dry. But I'm just going to close it to make sure that it's not hitting anything. And y'all, it is not. Y'all, isn't this simply gorgeous? I think that it is. I haven't decided if I want to go back and put anything here. I might. It'll probably be a motivational piece of ephemera that I put right here. But for right now, I am happy with how this turned out. And I absolutely love the lime paper. Who would have thought it? Crafting with limes? Yep, this is so stinking cute. Limes, strawberry, peaches, blueberries. Farmers market doesn't get any better than this. So again, we went to another farmers market, and this is what caught our eye. So I hope that you have enjoyed these super, super sweet little notebooks with mini cards and envelopes that you can make using these digital papers or any papers that you might have. Just cut them down to the sizes that I have mentioned in this video, and you'll be able to make your project look similar to this project. As always, my friends, I say this and I mean it. It is getting crazier and crazier out there every day. Please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.